What up, y'all? It's JR Who back with another one. I've been missing for a little bit, been missing in action, but life got to me and been real busy with trying to figure a couple things out, running businesses and trying to get myself together and try to find out, the happy medium where I can get everything done and satisfy everything. As you know, that's a hard job to do. So I was gonna go to the gym, but I thought before I head to the gym, maybe we should talk about it. We should talk about it. We should talk about people going to the gym, trying to fit the gym lifestyle into their day to days, and how important it is to go to the gym and stay healthy. Because you don't just want to have a bunch of money, be successful, and be this fat, unhealthy slob. That's not the way to live. You know, I don't want to judge anybody, but I think that most people should take pride in their body and take care of it. You know, I'm not gonna. I'm not one to believe that you should stay on a strict diet and low body fat. Just do what's comfortable for you in your life. Just don't get too out of shape and get too overweight where it's kind of unhealthy. Especially, for us, we're getting older. When you start getting your late 30s, 40s, you need to, kind of watch your diet, tweak it a little bit, and then get to the gym. You don't want to start getting to the gym when you're like 50 years old, because the longer that you wait to kind of get into this lifestyle, the harder it is. I'm not going to say you can't do it, but it is definitely harder the longer you wait, you know, especially if you have never did it before. The older you get, the heavier you are, the more out of shape you are, it's going to get harder and harder. So I've never really fell off. I played sports my whole life, and then when I got out of high school, I just kept on working out consistently. Nothing too crazy. I mean, there was a point in time where everybody was on this fitness tip. Everybody wanted to be the biggest, the buffest, the most shredded guy out there. But I went through that stage, and that's just not me. I'm not gonna put all that time and effort into meal prepping and doing all that. I mean, I'm not gonna get paid for it. If I got paid for that, then that's a different story. But I don't get paid to do that, so I got other things going on. So now, and I'm in a point in my life where I just stay at a fairly healthy look. You know, eat probably 80% healthy. The other 20% is bullshit. I'm not gonna live my life where I'm like, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. No, I mean, every once in a while, I will, you know, go ahead and go all out with the burgers and all that, but that's just not me. I'm not going to do that daily and get out of shape and get unhealthy, because I feel like when you're trying to be successful, it's very important to get your health up and your energy up and be fit, because you're going to need that energy, um, when you're out there and having long hours, constantly working. And when you're out there dressed up, it looks nice when you're in a suit, when you're dressed up. You know, you go out there and look at people, and you see this guy dressed up and he's all overweight. It doesn't look as nice as the guy who's a little bit on the leaner side. And presentation is everything. Believe it or not, people will judge you off of that. So I think it's very important to stay on your fitness tip along with, trying to be successful. And look, another thing is, look, we all trying to be successful. We all trying to make money here. We all trying to enjoy our lives. But if you become, what we say, unhealthy, and you're making all this money and you're not here to enjoy it because you died from diabetes, a heart attack, or anything like that, I mean, what was the point? And then for y'all that have kids, like, don't you want to be here for your kids? Don't you want to run around with your kids, play with them? Don't you want to be here for the long run with them? So you got to really take this health shit serious. it's not a game out here. You know, people are I'm starting to notice people are starting to pass away left and right, and it's an unhealthy. It's mostly because they're unhealthy. They didn't take that health stuff serious. So we got to take it serious, man. We got to take the fitness. Fitness is just not to look good. It's just to keep your heart rate up, get your blood pumping, and you know, and then you look good. But yeah, so I'm about to head to the gym, get it in. I usually go hour and a half to 2 hours. Um, I think on here, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start sharing my fitness journey with you guys. Well, not journey. I'm gonna, give you little tips in here and there, and like the way I eat, my results, because I fluctuate. I fluctuate anywhere from 205 to 220. Um, on the heavier side, like where I'm not working out as much, and I've been haven't been cleaning up my diet as much. I'm more on the 220 225 area, but I don't like the way I feel, so around that weight. So I usually, when I hit that weight, I start coming down. I start feeling a little better at 205, and then like when it's like summertime, like now it's coming up, I try to even bring it down a little bit to get rid of that little pudge I got on the bottom. I bring it down to like maybe 200, might do 195 depending on how serious I think it is. But like I said, I don't take this fitness stuff too serious. I just do it because I do want to look good, but I don't get paid for it, so I'm not gonna, I stick by the 80-20 rule. Out of out of every 10 meals, you could have like two that are unhealthy. I even do 70-30, where out of 10 meals, three of them could be unhealthy. And sticking to that worked for me. Everybody has what works for them in their body, but sticking to that rule, it works for me. It keeps me in the range that I want to be in. Um, and it has me looking better than most people out there. So yeah, but we don't get too crazy with the meal prep and too crazy with the workout. I mean, kind of crazy with the work because I do like working out. Working out is something it's not something that a lot of people like to do. A lot of people get out here and they try it, they go for a week, two, and then they fall off. And then 3 months later, they go for a day or two, fall off. They go one day here, one day there. Man, at the end of the day, to me, I feel like you're just wasting your time. You need to, I know you don't like it, but we got to do what we got to do in order to succeed. So you don't have to love it. You got maybe you do got you got to learn to love it. You just got to learn to like it. Learn that look. It's like making your bed every day. You don't want to do it, but it just got to be done. Just like, well, maybe not that. Maybe going to work every day, right? You don't want to do it, but you got to get it done to get the results and take care of yourself. So it's just a lifestyle that you gotta adjust to. It's not easy. It is hard. So most people always fall off. It's easier to quit. That's what I say. It's much easier to quit. People quit all the time. That's the easy part. It's easier just to quit. That's the easy route. And nothing worth having comes easy. So if you rather quit than work on yourself, then more power to you. But I think quitters never prosper. That's what's been told to us since we was young kids. So, you know, you got to find a way to really grind it out. You got to find a way to adjust your lifestyle to make sure you make it to the gym. You just got to find a way. That's where, when it comes to being successful, you just got to find a way. That's why really most people that are successful, they usually do go to the gym, because it's something it shows discipline, you know. So if you got a discipline to do something you don't like to do, then you'll succeed in the long run. And when it comes to like trying to run a business and be successful, because you're disciplined. You get in that gym every day. You wake up at the same time every day. You eat your meals same time every day. You know, you got a routine, you know, structure, discipline, a routine. We all need it. So that's my little 2 cents on this fitness journey, you know. So hopefully you like my little logos and to get motivated, yeah, well, if you guys can, go visit the Get Motivated Clothing .com. Check out some of the gear we have there. I got some fresh stuff. I like looking good, so the things that I have on there is things that I definitely wear myself. And I like that clean look. So, you know, check us out. Let me know what you guys think. But, I'm gonna start documenting my fitness journey and show you guys how I prep my meals, probably the workouts that I do, how often I go, just so some of you guys could follow along, follow my lead, and end up being, reach your goals of how you want to look and how you want to be. And that's another thing. When I was on the heavier side, I did feel sluggish, man. And when I got a little bit lighter, I kind of had a little bit more energy and things like that. And I'm not too much into diet, like strict diet, but one thing I did notice is carbs, man. Carbs, as good as they taste, I don't even know. Like rice doesn't even taste like nothing. Rice doesn't taste like nothing, but you can have it with almost every meal. But I had to cut it out. I had to cut out the rice. So I feel like when I got rid of the carbs, that's when my energy. That's like carbs turns to sugar. It's just it's the food. At the end of the day, it's the food that's making us feel the way that we feel. So carbs turn into sugar, and that's what make you sluggish. That's what has you gain weight and all that because you overeat on those carbs and stuff like that. Some people don't believe it, but that's what I believe in. That's what my body when I take away carbs from my meals and I either exclude them from my diet for a little while completely, or I just have a really low amount, um, that's when I start feeling better. I'm gonna be honest, and I've had a lot of people say the same thing. So I really believe when it comes to me and the people around me that I talk to, that's that's really makes a difference. Cutting the carbs. If you got those people that don't believe in that, I believe in it. I believe in just eat your protein, your vegetables, and get your carbs from your little vegetables and stuff like that. And you don't need all that rice and bread and all that stuff. That is dangerous. That gets you, speed up the unhealthy process and feel sluggish really really fast. But if you don't believe in it, that's what you want to do and eat carbs and to each his own. But me and the people that I've talked to, excluding carbs from the diet really works out a lot. So yeah. Anyways, y'all, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and you know get on this little journey with y'all, and if you guys need questions or anything like that, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. But yeah, we're gonna get this going, man. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to the gym today. I'm thinking about hitting legs. I like to start the week off with legs. And so today's Monday, so I'm gonna start the week off with legs. So I'm gonna hit the legs, hit the cardio, do some sit-ups. I like doing sauna. Sauna is important. Sauna, I do 20 minutes a day every time I'm in there. So yeah, so I'm gonna get to it, man. And hopefully you guys get into it too, man. So yeah, peace out. JR Who, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave a comment, like, do all that, man. Let's run this channel up, man. I'm just trying to, motivate the world. Get motivated. That's the motto. All right, y'all. I'm out.